Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. Take a look at this cigar box. This is a Royal Jamaica cigar box. It still has the seal on it. Of course, it's empty. The 25 Jamaican cigars are long gone. And in fact, it doesn't even smell like tobacco anymore. I don't even remember how I ended up with cigar boxes. I have several. I think they came from various family members. Cigar boxes are collector's items too. But we'll do a little analogy here. I was thinking about this. You know, it's disappointing when you open it because there's nothing there. But when you get a cigar box as a gift, if you're a cigar smoker, you really enjoy it because it has a pleasurable association for you. You're looking forward to smoking quality cigars. You're looking forward to having it, holding the box in your hand is pleasurable because you know what the contents are and so forth. And it's a nice feeling. 25 cigars handmade in the Dominican Republic by the Jamaica Tobacco Company. Long gone, long gone. But a nice empty cigar box. And I feel that way about books. Sometimes when you get collections, you have this nice feeling of an association that goes back a long way because of nostalgia, because of it struck a chord with you, or an intellectual connection of some type of spiritual connection. Whatever it is, sometimes these books come to us and they have that feeling for you, and you hang on to them and you collect them. You may not necessarily need them. Case in point would be John D. MacDonald. The Avenel was the publisher. 5 complete Travis McGee novels. I'll have the scan come up here. And, 5 Travis McGee novels by John D. MacDonald is a pretty profound thing. Those novels are The Dreadful Lemon Sky, The Empty Copper Sea, Free Fallen Crimson, The Green Ripper, A Tan and Sandy Silence, complete and unabridged with fantastic cover artwork. 5 in 1. So Avenel was a big publisher of this type of thing. I'll show you a couple of others real quick. And I loved them. Even though I had the paperbacks, I remember buying this one, because 2 of the books I hadn't read. And sometimes, depending on where you are in life, you might have budgetary issues, or you just don't have access to bookstores, or whatever the issue is. So you pick up these at a better cost, 5 in 1, and it was a great idea. Barnes & Noble still does this, although they've changed their format. I'll show you some examples of that. But for me, is there finer literature today than these 5 novels by John D. MacDonald? I don't think I've mentioned him before in this channel. One of the all-time great American novelists is John D. MacDonald. I mean, truly, if you haven't read any of this stuff, find it. I believe he's still in print. I have tons of this stuff. This is still my preferred go-to. I have some of the paperbacks now. And when I want to read John D. MacDonald, I go back and read The Dreadful Lemon Sky right here. And then I usually end up reading the whole book again. Fantastic. Really, really fantastic stuff to hang on to. So the collection meant a lot to have it. And there were many others. Here is one for Raymond Chandler. It's not Avenel, it was Wings, and Wings was a division of Knopf. And it has 4 complete Philip Marlowe novels. And The Lady in the Lake, Farewell My Lovely, The High Window, and The Big Sleep. Those are the best. Great cover artwork, and you have them all in one volume, which is incredible. So over the years, I collected these collections, and enjoyed having them. And I still have some of the other editions, of course. That's going to be relevant to this topic in a minute when we get to a certain author. And you collectors out there are going to, you're going to know what I'm talking about. But back to Avenel. Avenel was great. Here's the Charlie Chan, 5 complete novels, okay? So Charlie Chan, by Earl Durr Biggers, The House Without a Key, The Chinese Parrot, Behind That Curtain, The Black Camel, and Keeper of the Keys. I remember in the late 60s they came out with these paperbacks with a Sidney Toller type image on the paperback cover, and I had all those. Charlie Chan was fun, you know. Avenel also has out there a 3-volume Agatha Christie. The Saint is out there, and many, many others. You know, I don't have everything they did. You won't be surprised by this one. Mickey Spillane, 5 complete My Camera novels. I, the Jury. Vengeance is Mine. The Big Kill, My Gun is Quick, and Kiss Me Deadly. Complete and unabridged. Great cover. Interesting back cover on here, too. Really fun to have this all in one volume. And so if you're into that type of thing, the collections, and you know, sometimes this is the better option for collectors. Of course, I'm that type of strange man who has to have everything, which that's greed on my part. Collectors are greedy. Remember that. I talked about greed before, didn't I? Ian Fleming. This is great. James Bond. 5 complete novels by Ian Fleming. Diamonds Are Forever, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Casino Royale, and Live and Let Die, with a tantalizing cover. And this is also Avenel. There may have been another one of these besides this one, which is the John Gardner James Bond from Avenel, which gives you 3. License Renewed, For Special Services, and Icebreaker were all included in this Avenel collection. And I liked, by the way, I liked the John Gardner James Bond novels. I liked the Raymond Benson. Some of those that came after Benson, some of the recent ones I've certainly enjoyed, but there was one author who I won't mention his name. I didn't care at all for it. But anyways, I'm glad they're still doing James Bond continuation novels. I think Raymond Benson should come back and do another one. Anyways, good stuff. They should do one of these for Raymond Benson. There probably is one out there. Actually, okay, now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty. Okay? And it's really the aesthetics of it. It's really the question for collectors like myself. Here is a collection put out by Fall River, which at one point was a division of Barnes & Noble. I believe that was true. And it's Edgar Rice Burroughs' John Carter of Mars, the first 3 John Carter novels. And I bought this because it's just such a beautiful illustrated collection, illustrated by Thomas Yates. And the first 3 are in here, beautiful typeset and so forth, and just really nicely done all the way around. And Thomas Yates illustrations throughout. I didn't need this. You know, are you like me and you're just like, boy, that's just a beautiful edition. Now, for those of you that have been watching this video series for some time, go back about 3 years and I'm up at the cabin, right, my summer home. And what do I bring out? I bring out yet a different collection of John Carter that I keep up there. Did I need that one more than I needed this one, or vice versa? And what about those paperbacks that I had? Did I need those? You know what I mean? And guess what Edgar Rice Burroughs' family is going to do? They're going to reprint these again, all of them, with Joe Jesko doing the cover artwork as he did for the Tarzan volume set, which they're completing. I think the last 4 come out in about 4 or 5 weeks. So guess who's going to buy those? I will. So what does that mean for me? It does mean at some point I do need to do a little downsizing. The word downsizing is a word collectors do not want to use. It should be banned from the dictionary. Okay, downsizing? Are you kidding me? How many of you collectors can relate to that? Especially you Burroughs fans. You Burroughs fans like me, I've seen you. I've watched your videos, okay? I subscribe to you guys. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You get it like I do. It's like, I don't need this. I did not need this. But what a great book. So if I have so much, it's not beyond me to sometimes pass something along and say, look, you haven't read Burroughs? Here you go. Here's 3 right here. Try this out. No doubt a lot of this, that's what's going to happen, especially after I complete the new hardcover set that they're doing from the Edgar Rice Burroughs family, which are so beautiful. You saw my Tarzan episodes. Okay. So, it's the aesthetics of it, the beauty of having a volume like this, a nice a nice sturdy, hefty weight, like having a box of fresh cigars that you know you're going to enjoy. You have a new book in your hands, and you know the quality is there. There, I tied it off. I put a pink bow around it, and there's your analogy. Just having fun here, guys. Okay. And anyways, for you Burroughs collectors, comment. I don't get a lot of comments on my channel. I have a limited audience. I know this is a specialty topic, but you guys do the same thing I do, and I know you do because I watch your videos. It's like, that looks like a really nice different edition than what I have. I'll get that. That leads me to another question. When you're going to read someone like Burroughs, do you go back and reread the very first paperback you owned of John Carter of Mars? Or actually, it was A Princess of Mars, which was the first John Carter book. Do you go back and read that first paperback you had? Or would you open this up and reread the three here? I do both. I'm such a strange bird. I know. It's like I do both. It's like I'll read that, and then the next year I'll go, yeah, I'm going to read all three again because I just need some. I need to clear my mind of what people perceive as great literature on today's New York Times best-selling list, which is not great literature, and I'll read great literature. So, anyways, one more, okay? One more for this fun little deal here. So, Barnes & Noble also puts out these collections, and they still do this, but in a different format. So, a number of years back, they were putting them out in these mammoth hardcovers with a dust jacket, okay? And it would be a plain, plain boards on it, nothing fancy. And this is now watch me lose control of everything here. This is the Bram Stoker one, which I thought was fantastic. And we'll get that scan up here. Bram Stoker, the reason this was really unique is because with Bram Stoker, you get 5 novels. You get Dracula, The Mystery of the Sea, The Jewel of the Seven Stars, The Lady of the Shroud, and The Lair of the White Worm. These are all really interesting novels that are pretty much forgotten because everybody focuses on Dracula, which I agree, you should. Dracula is one of my favorite novels of all time. It's brilliant. But Stoker was a successful, popular novelist, and here you have an example of that. You have 4 additional novels that you can read after Dracula. What could be better than that? I mean, really, you know what I mean? And this is great stuff. So dig into this type of thing, Now this one, this is a hefty weight. This is that's about 2 6-packs right there. That's about what that weighs. So, anyways, not that I would encourage such things as libation. I just wanted to throw this out there for fun. This channel is supposed to be about fun. Books are fun. And you get these different editions, these different collections, and collectors like me, I know you guys do this. And I know why you do it, because you can't resist. It's like, that's why I have 3 copies of that early 60s Batman comic that I think I've shown you before in a different episode, Robin Dies at Dawn. I think Sheldon Moldoff did the cover. And I might have to pull that out again and talk about it some more. Why do collectors do what they do? So there's a topic. Now, I don't do these tag things that people do on BookTube, not because I don't like it or anything, and I don't do buddy reads and all that stuff. I don't have time because I travel a lot, and it's, by the time you set it up, I'm in Colorado or whatever, or I'm fishing in some remote location or whatever it is, or hiking some backwoods trail in the mountains. So, but I'm going to put this out there for you guys. Why do collectors do the things that they do? What is your aesthetic choice on it? Is it an emotional response? Is it fanaticism? To me, I think it's a combination of all of these elements. I think it's nostalgia. I think it's a desire to keep something close to us that we really love. That's why we keep books near us that we like. That's why we reread them. I recently reread a Jim Harrison novel, it was the second of his books that I read. The first one I read of Jim Harrison was Legends of the Fall, and then I read Farmer. And after that, I read one called A Good Day to Die. Anyways, Jim Harrison was really a unique voice. And I think I mentioned I met him briefly once. You know what? I'm going to get to him. I need to do an episode on Jim Harrison. Lots to do on these BookTuber channels, isn't there? Lots of territory to cover. Lots of trails to go down. But today we went down the collections, the Avenels and some others on the literary bookshelf here. In fact, behind me, let's see where we at here. On this side here, right up here, there's an Avenel Zane Grey right behind me here. So anyways, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, stay well, stay happy, feed your brain, and read a book.